yes, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel where I'm consistently inconsistent, and that's the only consistent thing about me. And today, we're talking about Supernatural, y'all. And not just Supernatural. My favorite character on Supernatural. Now, I know you guys are gonna probably think, oh, it's probably Dean, or it's Kaz, or it's Crowley. No, it's Sam, okay? I'm basic, okay? Sam was the main protagonist of the show for the first 5 seasons, and then after that, it kind of became the Dean show. No to the fault of any of the actors, it's just how the chips fall. But I like Sam. I've always liked Sam. I like their character development. I always appreciated his character. But I started noticing, because when I get into a show, I like watching like YouTube analysis videos and hear other people's opinions about the characters. A common theme I've noticed, if you will, is that everyone believes that Sam was completely out of character in season 8. And I'm just like, have we been watching the same series? Because, and it's not just me. I mean, it's like not just a few people. It's not just a few people one-off saying, "Oh, Sam's out of character this season. Sam's out of character." No, like it's a consensus that everyone believes that Sam in season 8 is out of character. At least the beginning part of season 8, before the trials. By the way, spoiler warning, if you haven't seen the show, click off, go watch it, then come back, because I'm not good at doing spoiler warnings. But if you looked at the title of the video, most likely it's already a spoiler if you're not in the fandom or you're not watched the show. So don't come crying to me if I ruined the show for you, because I think if I'm talking about a show that has like 15 seasons and I'm talking about season 8, there are spoilers abound. Yes, but I believe Sam was in character. I believe that throughout his character journey, this is in line with what he would have done if he was a real person. I mean, and in this reality, he is a real person. I'm sorry, there's something in my eye. In this reality, he is a real person. So, one of the biggest strikes against Sam is that he did not try to save his brother from wherever he got into. Because Sam didn't know what happened to them. Like, he didn't know until after Dean got back that he was in purgatory. So Sam just thought he was dead, at best in hell. But before the season finale of season 7, the season finale, they made like a pact where they were not going to try to save each other if one of them dies. Like, it's just like they're not going to, because every time they do, they somehow make it like 10 times worse for the world. So they decide this time, hey, if one of us dies, they stay dead, you go and live your life. That's just how it is. And Dean was the one who got killed, you know. And Sam was the one that was left behind. And he decided to go about his life. He quit hunting, and he fell in love. He got a dog. He was living an apple pie life. And then Dean broke out of purgatory. And that's when everything went sideways for Sam, because his brother's back from the dead. He's going to catch up, and then Dean finds out that Sam did not, and I will give Sam this, he stood 10 toes on business. He didn't lie and say, yo, no, bro, I was looking for you. No, he was honest. He said, yeah, I didn't look for you. I stuck to our promise. I stuck to our word. And Dean, you know, being the codependent, craving for love person he is heartbroken by that, because he knows that he would have not kept that promise if the shoe was on the other foot, and he believed that Sam would have done the same. But here is why I believe that Sam was in character for not looking for Dean, okay? Because the last time Sam broke his promise to Dean, he started the apocalypse. Let me say that again. Sam started the apocalypse. Okay, technically, Dean, and I hate the show that they keep harping on this about Sam, is that Dean was the one who broke the first seal. So he was the one who kick-started the start to the apocalypse, the start to the start. It's the start to the start of the apocalypse. Like, Dean was the one who kicked it off, but Sam was the one who solidified it, if that makes sense. And everybody in the show, in canon, gives Sam so much crap for it, but not Dean. Like, Dean was the one who started it. Like, he was the one who started all of it, but, like, Sam's the one who gets crucified for it. Even though, season 5, they kind of, I wouldn't even say, like, everyone. It was mostly just Dean. It was mostly just Dean being, but that was because Dean was in his feelings. But, like, for characters like Bobby or Ellen, like, they when they found out the news, they were just like, okay, he didn't know. I mean, like, and the reason why Dean was holding back, like, it's just like, but since we're kind of like, the way that the show framed it is that Dean was in the right, Sam was in the wrong in season 5. In season 4, it was more or less just like a differencing of opinions, whether Dean's way or Sam's way. The show was kind of doing it where you don't really know which side to be on, because both sides have very good reasonings for why they're doing what they're doing. So you don't know who is actually in the right. But in season 5, the show narratively shows that Sam was kind of in the wrong. Like, he was the one in the wrong. But they do show that Dean is also in the wrong for how he's treating Sam, because the whole season 5 episode 4 episode where Zachariah was just like, oh, I'm gonna send you back in time and see what's gonna happen if you don't say no to Michael. Dean took away from that, if I don't forgive Sam, he's going to let Lucifer take over his body. We need to make this right. And of course, Dean being Dean, he's not going to just change overnight. It took a couple of episodes for them to finally get back into a place where they trust each other and trust each other and trust their judgment again. But that being said, Sam broke his promise and got addicted to demon blood and started the apocalypse. It's the last time Sam broke his promise. Like, Dean told Sam to keep his promise and don't try to save him or whatever. And Sam tried. He tried to sell his soul. And when he realized he couldn't sell his soul, he started working with Ruby to kill off Lilith because he was on his revenge kick. And he broke his promise and drank demon blood. So I think this time around, he's like, no, the last time I broke a promise to Dean, I went off the rails. Let me not do that again. Let me just do what my brother asked me to do. And I believe that is a great progression of character, because if I was Sam and the last time I tried to save my brother, I almost destroyed the world, I think maybe this time I should try doing something different and just accepting that my brother is dead. Number 2, even if it was more or less just like a false promise where it's just like, oh, we're not going to save each other's lives, wink, wink. Where was Sam? Lost everybody that season. Like, season 7, they lost Bobby. And then in the span of a day, he lost his brother and his friend. Castiel died too. And Castiel, even though their relationship isn't really shown as prominently compared to Dean and Castiel, Sam and Castiel are friends. Sam and Castiel, they see each other as family at this point. Like, Sam cares about Castiel too. So when they both disappeared, it was kind of like he lost everyone. And then Crowley stole Kevin. He just met the kid. I mean, like, to be fair, I am gonna get on the whole Kevin thing, because that is the one thing I do believe is out of character. But Crowley took Kevin. Like, it was a hot mess. Like, Sam was on his own, and this is probably the first time Sam has been on his own since the series has started, where he's not willingly on his own, if that makes sense. Like, he does not want to be on his own, but everyone died, so it was just like he was alone. He didn't know what to do. Sam, I believe he was in grief. Like, he was grieving. He didn't know what to do. He didn't know where to look. Like, I'm like, do I believe that Sam wouldn't try finding any way to find Dean? I don't believe so. I do believe that Sam did try, like, see if he was in hell, but when he realized he wasn't in hell, I think he kind of just gave up, because it was just like, but remind me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, if he just didn't try it all, because, like, the way I look at it, I think he just didn't try it all. But even if he did try, like, once he found out that Dean wasn't in hell, I think he would have given up, because it's just like at that point, I mean, he knew about purgatory, but he didn't know that purgatory could actually hold human souls, because technically it can't. So that's why Dean was able to get out in the first place, because he's not supposed to be there. That is a purgatory for monsters. I mean, it's basically the afterlife for monsters. So of course Dean isn't supposed to be there, so he was the exception and was able to get out. I actually put together both of my points that I have for that, which was Sam lost everyone he loved in the span of a couple weeks, and he didn't even know where to begin looking for Dean. By the way, and one of the last things that I believe that I think, I'm just calling this out because I'm just like, we need to call out Dean's wrongs. I love Dean. I love his rights and his wrongs, but he wrong. Like, it's just like we love Sam's rights and their wrongs. Like, everybody harps on Sam when he screws up, but like, Dean did the same thing, okay? Dean's a hypocrite, because in season 6 he did the same thing. He did not try to save his brother's life, and because he was respecting his brother's wishes, and no one gave him crap for that. Sam was gone, at least in Dean's perspective, because for us, we knew that Sam got taken out of the cage like a couple seconds after he went into it. Well, his body got taken out of the cage. But Dean didn't try looking for Sam. I mean, he knew where Sam was. He was in the cage, but he knew he couldn't get Sam out. But it was just like, Dean didn't beat himself up over the fact, like, I mean, I think he did for like maybe a couple of minutes in the episode when they find out that Sam's alive in season 6, episode 1. But after that, he did not beat himself up. Sam did not hold it over his head. No one hold it over his head that he didn't try to save Sam. So why is it that when Sam decides to honor Dean's wishes, that's the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of the universe? Like, what? Sam is honoring your wishes. He's keeping his promise. And no one judged you when you kept your promise to Sam, so why are you judging him for keeping his promise to you? I know it's because Dean has a lot of self-esteem issues, and he really values the fact that Sam is willing to destroy the world to save his life, because they're very codependent. They are very codependent siblings. It's not even, it's a given. They're codependent. So especially Dean more so Sam. Like, I think Sam can go on without Dean, but Dean cannot go on without Sam. Duh, everyone knows that, because even Dean says so himself. He's not strong enough. Like, the only way he was able to get through it when season 6 was because he had Lisa and Ben. I think if he didn't have Lisa and Ben, he would have went off the rails. I mean, he would have went off like the rails, like he did in season 2 when he's, sold his soul to save Sam's life. Yeah, but so I think that's probably the reason why Dean held it over Sam's head for so long, and to the point where literally he convinced Sam that he was just like a terrible person. I mean, that wasn't Dean. I know that wasn't Dean's goal. Like, he was just, his feelings were hurt, but he still knows Sam is a good person. But like, Sam thinks he's a terrible person to the point where he was doing the trials. Like, part of it was because, he wanted to close the gates of hell. But the other part was that he wanted to redeem himself for every time he failed Dean. Like, Dean had to, and sometimes you do have to be, like, as siblings, as friends, as a child or a parent, sometimes you do have to remind your family members or your friends that, hey, I love you. Like, yeah, we get into fights, you mess up, I mess up, but we love you, I love you. Like, it's just like, there is nothing you can do that will stop me from loving you. And I love that Dean did give him that in the season finale, where he was just like, there is nothing I will put above you. There is nothing and no one. Like, it's just like, I know I gave you a lot of crap, and I know I've hurt your feelings, and I know that I made you question yourself multiple times. Like, it's just like, I've told you stuff that sent you sitting on your heels. I mean, like, it's just like, and he's right, because as I have siblings, I know that there's some things that we've said to each other where it's just like, if anyone else said it to the other person, if anyone else said that to us, we would cut them out of our lives just on principle. But because we're siblings, it's different. It's a different vibe. It's a different energy. It's a different place. So it's just like, but sometimes you forget. Sometimes you forget that your siblings love you, because it's not common to hear them say it. Like, it's just like, even though they're very codependent, they don't verbalize their love. It's more of an action type thing. It's just like, so, which is pretty normal for sibling relationships, because that's how my sibling relationships work, and a lot of sibling relationships I see work, where it's like, we know we love each other. We're not gonna say it because it's weird, but we love each other, but we're not gonna say it. Like, ew. Like, why are you gonna tell me I love you? Like, telling your sibling you love them is like more or less safe for a special occasion. Like, we're not Full House, okay, where you tell each other you love each other every 5 seconds. Like, no. It's probably once a year you say I love you. And that's because it's just like, you know what, they might die tomorrow. Let me tell my sibling I love them. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but now I'm gonna go to the one thing I do agree with people saying that Sam was out of character. Letting Kevin just be lost. What was that, Sam? What was that? Okay, I get that you were depressed, but Kevin was a teenager who needed your help, and you abandoned him to demons. That is so out of character. Sam would have never done that. Our Sam, the Sam we know and love, would have never done that. I don't know what was going on with. That is the only thing I agree with was out of character for Sam, because I was just like, Sam would have never. Sam could never. That boy was able. If that boy is so sympathetic to monsters and all that, why can't he? Then you know good and well he's trying to save a human. He went out of his way to save plenty of people's lives that probably didn't even deserve it, and just because it was the right thing to do. So for him to just let Kevin be at Crowley's mercy, and I know that like Kevin was able to escape and stuff, but like he didn't know that. For all Sam knew, Kevin was still in Crowley's clutches. He left Kevin with Crowley for a year. I mean, like, I know Kevin was able to escape, but like, seriously though, that was the only thing I did not agree with Sam as a character. I was just like, no, that's not Sam. I don't know who they're trying to put as Sam as that, but that's not Sam. My Sam would never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever let somebody be left behind. No, not to Crowley. No, especially during those seasons, Sam hated Crowley. Like, it's just like, there's no way. But yeah, other than that, Sam Winchester was in character for season 8. Like, at the beginning of season 8, that totally tracks with what his character development and everything he's gone through throughout the seasons led up to that moment, those moments in time, his decision to not go and save Dean. It all culminated by everything he's been through for the first 7 seasons, and I do believe that he was mostly in character. But that's all I got for y'all today. It was a pretty short one compared to my normal. Sorry to interrupt the previously scheduled programming, but I did remember something that I forgot in the original video because I was about to say goodbye, but I remembered it now, so I'm gonna tell you it. So in season 8, Dean becomes best friends with a vampire, right? And everybody, one of the main points, not a lot, but I've noticed in a lot of discussions about Sam being out of character in this season was that everybody was like, why is Sam getting so up in arms about Dean becoming friends with a vampire? And I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was like, it kind of makes sense for his character, honestly. Like, this is in canon with his character. In my opinion, it's in canon for his character because Sam is jealous. Yeah, Sam is jealous. That is the main reason why he is so up in arms about Dean being friends with a vampire. I mean, he also pointed out the fact that Dean did kill his last monster friend, but that wasn't the main reason. The main reason why the reason why Sam's panties is in a bunch is because he is jealous that Dean is able to find solace in another monster. Not just another monster, but another person outside of him. Because it's kind of a running thing in the show where when Sam fails or hurts Dean, you know, goes and finds someone else to trust instead. In season 4, it was Castiel, And then like season 5, like it's just like it's just been Castiel. I'm just gonna thinking about it. I mean, he had Bobby too, but like Bobby was like the parent, so he didn't pick anyone's sides. Everyone else kind of just was on the side for both of them, so Dean would just find someone who wasn't involved, like Castiel. So Sam is feeling some type of way about Dean getting close to this vampire because it just runs home that Sam wasn't there for Dean. It reminds Sam that, hey, I failed my brother so badly that he had to trust a monster, someone that we hunt all the time, to save his life. And the worst part is that Benny isn't a bad guy. Like, it's just like, and Sam deep down knows it. I have a feeling Sam deep down knows it, because for Dean to trust a vampire, that dude has to be good. Like, it's just like, because Sam and Dean, they use monsters, they work with monsters. But out of the two, Sam is the most likely to give a monster a chance. Like, case in point, Ruby. Like, it took him a second to trust her, but eventually he got to a place where he fully trusts Ruby with his life. It backfired on him, but it is something he does. He fell in love with a werewolf. Well, maybe not fall in love, but he learned to care about a werewolf. He had like that what is it, kitsune? In the show they call it kitsune. Like, she was his friend. Also, well, I mean, she was his crush, but like they became friends. Yeah, but like I said, Sam is more likely to give a monster a chance compared to Dean. And even though, in season 8, they also decided to let this werewolf go that turned into a werewolf. She just turned into a werewolf, and she promised that she wasn't going to do like werewolf things. So they decided to give her a chance, and they made a deal with themselves. If she does turn, if she does go bad, they will handle it. But so... And Dean calls him out on it. He's like, how can you give this werewolf a chance when you can't give Benny a chance? And Sam's like, well, that's different because she's new. She's never partaken in human flesh, compared to Benny, who most likely has eaten his fair share of humans. But Dean survived purgatory with Benny. Like, he survived a whole year of purgatory with Benny. Or maybe not a whole year, but he's been around Benny long enough to grow a bond so deep that even if Benny goes dark side and starts taking blood again, I don't think Dean would be able to kill him. The same way he wouldn't be able to kill Cass or Sam. Like, I think that's how deep his bond with Benny was. So, yeah, honestly, because Sam trusts Dean's judgment. I think Sam trusts Dean's judgment more than he trusts his own sometimes. So for Sam to be so against Dean trusting a monster, it's not because Sam is like, oh, I now don't believe monsters are trustworthy, because if that was the case, he would have tried to kill that werewolf girl. He didn't. Like, it's just like he's just, guilty for leaving his brother in purgatory for a year. And then also, Sam is just feeling guilty about Dean being stuck in purgatory for so long, and he didn't do anything to help. And he had to trust a vampire to get him out instead of, finding a way to get him out himself. And I think that's why Sam is so hard on Benny, and why it takes Sam so long to come around to Benny. Like, literally, Sam only comes around to Benny right before Benny dies. And everybody's saying, sorry, spoiler alert, but if you watch the show, if you watch the whole series, you'll know Benny is dead. But if you haven't, I'm sorry for spoiling it for you. But this whole video is a spoiler, okay? Like, I gave you your spoiler warning in the the beginning, okay? So, yeah, I'm starting to repeat myself. But that's why I think in character-wise, like, it feels, because Sam, especially in this season, he says at the end of the season, he's like, yo, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm trying to right all the wrongs I committed, especially to you. Like, again, like I said earlier, he is doing all this because he's guilty for how he treated Dean over the years. Because Sam has always been Dean's top priority, while Sam, he cares about Dean, but his whole world doesn't revolve around Dean. And that's kind of how they're codependent. And that's kind of, Dean is very codependent. He basically had to be the glue of the family, and that kind of is where his sense of self-worth is tied into. So, but Sam wasn't like that. Sam, even though he cared about his family, he didn't need to always be around them. He wanted his own personal space. I mean, he spent most of his time in that car going back and forth across the country with his dad and his brother, hunting monsters, and he wanted space. He wanted to be his own person. I think older siblings think a lot more about their younger siblings compared to the younger siblings think about the older siblings, because for younger siblings, older siblings have it all put together. For the most part, like eventually we grow up and learn that they are just as messed up as we are. But as a younger sibling, when I was growing up, I thought my brothers just had it all together. Like, I just thought they knew everything. I thought they never made mistakes or whatever. Like, they just had it all together. They had it all figured out. It's just like they could do no wrong. And so you don't worry about them because you think they're fine. In reality, they're not. And they're just, putting on a front because, of course, they're the older sibling. They need to have it all together. And I think that's where Dean is falling into. Except Sam kind of is aware of Dean's faults. But at the same time, Sam still looks up to Dean and doesn't believe that Dean needs him as much. That's it. Sam doesn't believe Dean needs him that much compared to Sam needing Dean, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like Dean is this all-powerful, strong, big brother. I mean, he's not like the smartest or anything, but he is someone who's pretty well-rounded and can do things on his own. But Sam doesn't realize that Dean needs Sam just as much as Sam needs Dean. And honestly, Dean needs Sam more. And I think Dean's always someone that Sam can rely on. And Sam feels like Dean can't rely on him. And as a younger sibling, I feel that, where it's just like, my brothers, I can rely on them no matter what. Like, it's just like, I know that they are always going to have my back. While I'm not sure my brothers think I'm reliable. I'm not sure if they think that I'm someone they could turn to if they are going through crisis or they need help. And it's just like, and even if it's not true, I don't know if it's true or not. I believe it's not true. I believe my brothers would rely on me if the chips are down. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that as a younger sibling, we have this I don't know about all younger siblings, but like the younger siblings I see portrayed in media and the younger siblings I know in real life, we all kind of just like assume, we all kind of have this feeling that everyone thinks we can't handle things. And that, we can't tell the younger sibling, we can't tell the baby this because they're not going to be able to handle it. When in reality, we can handle a lot more than they give us credit for. And it's just like, and I think Sam feels that way. So when when Dean turns to Benny, it's not about Benny. It's about Sam's insecurity about Dean trusting someone else other than him. Again, very codependent. Sam, it's okay for Dean to trust other people. Like, it took him a minute just to get Sam to get comfortable with Castiel. Like, he wasn't, like, I mean, he was kind of fangirling over Castiel, but also at the same time, he wasn't crazy about the idea of Dean trusting Castiel more than him. And at some points in time, Dean does trust Cass more than he trusts Sam, especially when they're kind of on the outs. But that's all I have to say about that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna, I know that me talking about this stuff has pushed me past, a shorter video, because I said it was gonna be a shorter video. Haha, I was wrong. But I'm gonna let you get back to the credits, because that's basically where my phone! I'm holding it with my hand. That's how last minute this idea was. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go back to our regularly scheduled programming. Long rants because again I have somewhere to be in a couple minutes, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Let me know down below if you want more Supernatural, because I love that show and I can talk about it for a long time. Okay, that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe so I can start doing this full time, because your girl got a 9 to 5, because I am a struggling artist, not a starving artist. We like to eat. We like to be in a bed. We like to have gas in our car, okay? I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty in order to make some money, okay? But that being said, I would like to start making money off of this YouTube channel so I can start giving y'all more content, okay? But that being said, that's all I got for you today. I will see y'all next time. Bye.